Alright, time for a round 2 game of this month's MSEM GP. Yeah, so my opponent is on Forest Heart's Control, and I'm on a Temple deck, so it's going to be an interesting matchup. No early threats. Actually, what does my opponent have against early threats anyways? Oh, actually, no, they have tons of removal. Well, I mean, this is a reasonable keep, I guess. The problem is that Crust isn't hitting anything early, and Void Clear also isn't hitting anything early. Also, it's a control matchup, so I don't really want to go down on cards. Actually, no, if it's a control matchup, I think I can afford to go down on cards somewhat. I'm on the play. Fine, I'll keep this and probably just regret it later, but maybe I top deck something useful. I do get to consider end of turn, so maybe that finds me something. And once again, once I get 7 cards in my graveyard, I can start doing Lose Your Mind to draw 2 for really cheap, and that might get me somewhere. Anyways, consider I don't need more lands. Okay, that's a cantrip. Do they have Mass Grave Hate in the main board? No, they do not. Okay, they have Cosmic Coalescing. They have Grave Hate in the sideboard. Wait, they just don't have that much. Okay, they have Sealed Tomb, but that's not Mass Grave Hate, so that's fine. Although getting Lose Your Mind sealed is kind of bad for me, but it's like reasonably, like it's not that bad. Seek Prophecy. I guess I take Consider here. Yeah. I mean, I could have taken a land in case I wanted to dig for lands next turn, but I think this is also fine because this gets more cards into my graveyard for early Lose Your Minds. So yeah, do this. Okay, they let it happen. Zirrkt. Zirrkt is actually one of the better cards that I can get, but it's also, if I bin the Zirrkt, I get to Lose Your Mind next turn. And I can't Zirrkt right now anyways, so I mean, this is also a control matchup, so I want every single Zirrkt I can get my hands on. But it's also, no, I think having Lose Your Mind up and running is probably worth more than getting Zirrkt down. How do they stop a Zirrkt? They have the Celestial Banishment, and they have only a single copy. I guess it's worth enough for me to, like, yeah, just keep the Zirrkt in hand. Oh wait, I have Lose Your Mind up. Yeah, I have Lose Your Mind up after cracking Wayfarer Shrine, and I just need to Lose Your Mind plus Consider to get Zirrkt up and running. So I'll Lose Your Mind / Consider to look for lands. Yeah. How much do I care about getting Wanderlust up versus how much I care about having lots of blue sources? Because I can fetch Mountain here and I could stream one closer to Wanderlust. Or I can fetch Island because I definitely need more blue than I need red. I think I just fetch Island. I think like in the previous game I fetched Mountain in order to try to hit Wanderlust instead of fetching Island. And I ended up getting punished because there was a turn where I couldn't double, or I needed lots of blue pips. I didn't have access to blue pips, and then Wanderlust didn't even end up mattering, I think. Anyways, so the question here is, do I want to like, if I Lose Your Mind right now, are we going to fight over it? I can't fight over it. They could just counter it. I think if they counter Lose Your Mind, I'm reasonably happy with the outcome because they're tapped out, and then I just slam Zirrkt and I get to plus it without the risk of getting it banished. Yeah, okay, I think I've convinced myself. And they let the 2-mana draw 2 resolve. That's a lot of Zirrakts. Well, I'll do one more Consider to dig for a land. Because if I can get a land, I can play out Zirrkt and also protect it in the same turn. Or actually, I need to resolve this. Do I really need all of Zirrakts? I mean, actually, having a lot of Zirrakts in hand is actually not that bad for me, because basically what that means is that I can just jam a bunch of Zirrakts in a row, and then I can afford to let them just 1-for-1 it a bunch. Okay, fine, I've convinced myself. So best possible top deck here would be a land. Specifically on tap land, but I guess all my lands are on tap, so okay, there we go. Asking you shall receive. So now I get to slam Zirrkt number 1 and also have Mesmerize to back it up. Do I just count, like, if they have a counter spell, do I just always Mesmerize it? How can they counter? Okay, they have Portal Fracture. If I Mesmerize, I slam Zirrkt, they try to Portal Fracture and Mesmerize, I resolve Zirrkt +1. I think that's, yeah, I think getting Zirrkt resolved is just better than anything that else I could be doing right now. Alternatively, they're like calling their one of Celestial Banishment, and they want to banish this thing when I try to activate it. In which case, they actually get super punished for. No, if that happens, then I guess it's like, okay, they're cracking. Yeah, they're definitely trying to counter this, right? The Portal Fracture. I mean, I can just pay for it actually, so that doesn't even. Can they slam anything dangerous next turn? Like on 4 mana, I don't like they can try to kill this thing, but they can't. I don't think they can develop their board into a threatening state, because like the main thing I'm worried about here from their deck, or the main payoff in their deck, is from Forest Hearts, and that thing's 5 mana, so they definitely can't play it next turn. So I have to assume they have removal for Zirrat, but they don't actually have that much that can remove Zirrat, right? They only have... Okay, they can try to... Yeah, they tried to hand attack me. That's fine. I have... That means they're not killing Zirrat. I guess they take Mesmerize here, and then I try to plus Zirrat. If they Celestial Banishment it, I just crest... Okay, they can't deal with Zirrat. Cool. Yep, I guess that worked out for me. So post board, they have 0 creatures, so... Or... They technically have Front Force Heart, which turns into creatures later on. I don't think that's worth it though. Crest is useful because I can bounce. Like if they try to cast from Forest Heart, I can try to bounce it before their end step, and then that wastes their entire turn. I want all the counter spells. I don't need Soul Pierce. What do I board out? Do I want Austere Instructor in this matchup? Like Austere Instructor dice a rot pretty badly. I think it's actually not. Yeah, I don't think I really want this card in this matchup because I'd rather just go over the top with Zirrat. I also should be boarding out some number of Void Flares because it's not good in the early game. Do I want Forbidden Treasure? I mean, it hits basically everything important in their deck, so I guess I want that. Actually, since I'm on the play, Disruptive Snare hit anything important. Only their hand attack because after turn 2, like I don't think there's any must counter 2-drops on turn 1 because they're a control deck. So I guess Forbidden Treasure comes in. I mean, Forbidden Treasure just hits everything else hits. I guess I take out 1 Mesmerize because... No, I take out the Portal Factor because Mesmerize hits everything that... Right? Or... What's Portal... actually, Portal Factor does hit some stuff that Mesmerize doesn't hit. Actually, do I take out a Cursory Glance? There's a decent number of things that Cursory Glance won't counter. Yeah, sure, I guess I'll do this. Still need to cut 1 more card. I guess I'll cut 1 more Void Flare. Maybe I cut an Austere Instructor because if I have too many of these things stuck in my hand, that's pretty bad for me. And... How many... Do they have Celestial Banishment in the sideboard? No, they don't. They literally just have the single copy of Celestial Banishment. Okay, I guess I can hope that they don't have it. Do I want Isolated? No, they have way too many ways of destroying enchantments. I want to isolate their thing and then get blown up, and then get blown out due to that. This hand only has a single land, but it has 3 cantrips. I think it's keepable, but it means that I need to use all my cantrips to dig for lands. Or I can just get lucky and top deck a land like this. Do I want to cantrip turn 1? I could Panya instead, but does early Panya do anything for me? I don't think it does. I'd rather set up for next turn. So they have no Mass Grave Hate, which means that I don't need to worry about keeping Monkey Shines after like an Apraxia or something. But at the same time, I don't think I want to mill over things early in case they have Seal the Tomb and they seal an important card. Like I don't want to mill over Zirrat and then get sealed. So I'll just Seek Prophecy now. I don't think I actually want Rail Lines. Yeah, I don't want Rail Lines because they died to enchantment remove. Or Rail Lines died to Pithwelt, and I don't want my mana base being blown up by Pithwelt right now. Yeah, that's my logic. And I also don't need this many cantrips right now, so yeah, I'll just take lands. So I have Mesmerize in case they like play something that needs to be countered. But otherwise, I'm pretty fine right now. So this is fetching dual land. This is fetching mountain. Or this is fetching another island, and this one's fetching the other dual land, and that gets me pretty good mana, or near perfect mana even. Do I want to Monkey Shines now? It sets me up for a Lose Your Mind, right? Because otherwise I'm doing Seek Prophecy, or do I want to hold up Mesmerize? I can hold up Mesmerize, which means that means I hold up Panya, and that prevents them from doing Recall Forgotten Aeons. If they have Recall Forgotten Aeons, so I guess it's like worth countering enough that... But then I'm like, if they don't do anything, I lose out on 2 turns, which is pretty bad. I guess it's still fine. I mean, also like cantrips get better the longer you hold them because you have a better idea of what you... Oh, they're just tapping out for... Yeah, okay, cool. I managed to... I mean, I have to assume they know this is going to happen. So they're just using Recall as bait for stuff, but I still want to counter it because it slows them down by a lot. Okay, so if I fetch here, I go to 5. So Monkey Shine's mill means Lose Your Mind is active. I definitely want to do that, I think. So then that means I'm doing... So that means I want to fetch first to prevent like scenarios where I accidentally mill over all copies of something and then get screwed over that way. Life doesn't matter too much in this matchup until it does in the late game because they do use damage-based win cons, but yeah. Anyways, fetch critical card, so I don't accidentally mill that over with Monkey Shines. Play Monkey Shines. Cool, I guess I can mill both these guys. And I draw the mountain anyways. But now I have Loser Mind up, so I can just pass turn, and if they don't do anything important, I can end up turn Loser Mind. If they do anything important, I can't actually do anything about that because I don't have any counter spells in hand, so I'll also end up turn Loser Mind. They have a second recall. Okay, I can't prevent that from happening. So actually, like, if I get Zirrktide down, I would still need to top deck a counterspell, but like if I get Zirrktide down with a counterspell backup, they're going to have a hard time dealing with it. They let it happen. No Zirrktide so far, but that's fine. Still no counterspells too. I think I want to Seek Prophecy this turn so I can dig, and then that means I have access to Crest in case they try to play their big thing. Do they have Spell Pierces? They have Cosmic Sinkhole. So if I keep up 1 mana, I should be able to Crest their 5-drop if they ever play it. Yeah, okay, and then so then I get access to Panya plus Crest. If they don't do that, seems reasonable. Yeah, then I'll Seek Prophecy first. I guess I'll pick up a Monkey Shines because I don't need lands in hand right now, especially when the rail lines are also acting as lands. So play this, and then actually I could Monkey Shines again, but I don't think that's safe. I should just pass, and then because I really want to prevent from Forest Heart from doing stuff, because that's really bad for me if it like starts going off. I wonder if they're going to wait a turn on the front Forest Heart. If they do that, then I guess I go Panya Consider. Panya probably gets killed, but I guess that's fine. It taps him out slightly, and then but I don't have any follow up to slam. I guess Consider can try to dig for another free card. I mean they're drawing a lot of cards, but I guess that's fine. Crest can also answer a recall from the graveyard if that ever becomes relevant. Or they Oh, part of the Dean is tapping for 3 mana now. I don't have any land hate in the main deck or anywhere. I guess technically Isolated could turn off part of the Dina, but I don't have it in a deck right now. They're tapping out for something. Oh, are they slamming from Forest Heart? I mean, like if they tap out for it and they don't have a 1 mana counterspell, then like I can just slam Panya, and then they probably can't stop the Panya tail next turn. Yeah, I don't think they have Cosmic Sinkhole in hand. But like this is quite. Oh, I got Zirrktide. That's a really good top deck, except I can't Zirrktide and also Panya tail in the same turn. I mean, I can Panya tail and then untap a Zirrktide. That's still like not that good, but it's fine-ish. If they have Cosmic Sinkhole, I think they definitely would have Cosmic the Panya instead of trying to Cosmic the tail, right? Because that's one less creature on board. Unless they like really want me to, like they're trying to bait me into activating Panya this turn to waste my entire turn. Is that likely? I don't think my opponent's going to. I don't think my opponent's playing like that. So, because I'm pretty sure they'd rather just Cosmic the Panya instead of Cosmicking the adventure or the tail out of it. So, like if they have Cosmic here, then I guess they really got me. Okay, cool. So they didn't have the Cosmic. Does Spell Pierce help me at all? It doesn't actually counter the thing that I needed to counter because of how the sequencing works out, I think. Or I mean, they have way too much mana for Spell Pierce to actually do stuff. So I need to dig for counter spells. How much can I dig for counter spells? I have access to 6 mana this turn. So Zirrktide, Monkey Shines, so I have 3 mana left. So Monkey Shines, I also have Consider. One of the mana isn't going to be, because I have a few cards to dig into a negate or something like that. And it has to be exactly negate because they have too much mana for any of the cost-based counter spells to do anything. Yeah, okay. Monkey Shines. I mean, actually, can Austere Instructor beat? Maybe Austere Instructor can just beat from Forest Heart. I guess they have Rot, but Rot doesn't kill Zirrktide, so like they need to deal with literally everything on board at the same time. Yeah, I think I think doing Austere Instructor right now is a good play. Yeah. So Austere Instructor, Zirrktide. I have 1 mana left over after I do that, so I have still Spell Pierce up. Yep. Well, and they're at 10 life, so like they are sort of being threatened by stuff right now. Ways play an Austere Instructor, do the rail line trick to get my land untapped. Actually, even if they wipe me, I still have Lose Your Mind to recover later on. But yeah, like I'm just trying to build up a pretty threatening board, and hopefully a single Spell Pierce is enough to stop them from wrecking my board. Can they do Rot into from Forest Heart? Rot is 4 mana, so they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They could have 10 mana. No, I don't think they can Rot into from the Forest Heart and still pay for Spell Pierce. So unless they have Cosmic Sinkhole, I think they can't resolve everything they want to resolve. And seeing how they played last turn, I don't think they have Cosmic in hand. unless they just top decked it. Okay, and they're playing Grim Bash and tap, so they only have access to 9 mana this turn. If they rot, do I just let it happen? Okay, or they just cast. I can actually kill. Wait, I can void flare the creature. They actually get to untap, so maybe they just do some really broken stuff that way. Yeah, no point in countering that because I can't. Pithwilt. Oh, okay. What are they pithwilting? I assume they're going to pithwilt the austere instructor. Yeah, well, in that case, is there any point? Do I want to spell pierce that? My spell pierce said they tap out and then Wonder Forest Heart untaps all their lands. Like it forces a payment for them, but it prevents them from doing something, I guess. Whatever. Okay, do they have celestial banishment? They let it happen. Cool. So this thing dies. Consider resolves. Lose your. Oh yeah, right. I put lose your mind on top. Do I want this over? Yeah, I kind of do want it over everything else I could possibly draw. So actually, since I knew it was on top, maybe I should have just spell pierced instead, because I didn't really need to keep that in hand. From the Forest Heart activates or triggers. Are they doing anything with extra mana? I'm just going to void clear the Serene Palace. If they want to do something to protect that, then that's fine. Cursed Glance. That might be able to counter a removal spell. Okay, so everything I can do at I can actually zero out the Forest Heart. Is that I could start? Yeah, I start with that so that they can't blow up. Well, they can't really blow up my zero either ways. Actually, how's my lethal push looking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need to cast 3 spells to get lethal with these guys, and they probably have removal for them, but I should at least try to lethal push here, which means I'm doing what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can actually cast everything from hand. I should just open on Lose Your Mind. Yeah. If they try to counter that, that'd be interesting. I guess they could huh. Okay. So now I have. That means I can try to kill that. If they have anything, actually I could try to spell pierce that. Let me think. So if I counter that and then swing with everything, that forces a block onto what am I trying to play around here? I think it's just counter spells and removal. Removal gets countered by Cursed Glance. Yeah, I think I let this happen. Is this non-land only? Yeah, one other non-land permanent. So I guess my main worry here is that they play something like a really big Cosmic Coalescing to prevent Cursed Glance from countering it. And also that if I avoid player here, Actually, so the trick here is I full swing and then see if they want to block game the Paralysis guys. If they don't, then I Void Flare face, and then that kills them unless they start trying to do stuff in response, and at which point I can start doing counterspell stuff. Yeah. Wait, actually, I'm pretty sure that this is... Yeah, try to Void Flare face. We may finally leaving them at 1 life. 1 life and then not that many creatures. If I can somehow get this over the finish line. Okay, so that means I misplay. I should have just killed Serene. Whatever. Damage happens, trade happens. I should bounce from the Forest Heart just in case. So that means I probably should have done this pre-combat. In case I could have top decked. Yeah, I could have top decked something like Lose Your Mind, and then that would have actually just won me the game. Well, whatever. I still have a pretty good shot of winning here if I can just force through 1 damage somehow. Which is actually kind of hard if they get to... Well, I mean, they're forced to replay out from the Forest Heart. And also, okay, well, they just can't deal with my board. Cool. Yeah, I guess that does the job. So yeah, 2-0 so far. So doing pretty good. Hopefully I get just as good luck in the next few games.